I'm Charlie the Metalhead Maker, and I'll show you how I made this taco holder. First part of this project is to get the rough sawn lumber ready to be used. So I'm using my planer to square up this, well, to clean up the walnut for this project. I move over to the joiner now to square up one more side. Most people would start with the joiner. I started with the planer. It all worked out in the end, and as you can see, it turned out pretty square. Then over at the table saw, I square up the other side and get rid of the last rough face. Now I'm doing a little layout. I made the length of it to be 6 inches and then divided those up into 2-inch squares and did some center lines. At the drill press, I'm using a scrap block of wood and then several clamps to hold down the scrap piece of wood and my workpiece, while I use a 1-inch Forstner bit to make holes all the way through the project so it'd have a nice rounded bottom at on each section of the taco holder. This could have been done on a bandsaw, but it was a lot easier to do it with the Forstner bit on the drill press. Now I'll do a little layout. I used an end nut off of a pin mandrel to make my arcs. So I just laid it on here and traced it out with a pencil. It fit pretty good in between the holes on the Forstner bit. That's what I used. Before I went to the bandsaw, I went to the table saw and squared up the first end and then cut the project to length using the miter gauge. And over at the bandsaw now, I'm just cutting out those arcs and staying away from the line, and then we'll shape and sand to those lines later on. My bandsaw didn't leave the edges most straight up and down parallel, so I had to use the file a little bit to straighten them out. A little filing and sanding, it wasn't too big of a deal. To finish cleaning everything up, I went over to my Spindle Sander for a good final sanding on the inside. And right before finishing, I'm going to use my random orbital sander to sand the flat edges. And I start at 80 grit and work all the way up to 220. Now for some finish: gloves, butcher block finish, paper towels, and a stir stick. I'd stir it just in case there was any settling, make sure everything's mixed, and then I just use a paper towel to put on the finish. And I put it on light to medium, and then I would let it dry about 6 to 8 hours before I recoat, and I would do 3 coats to make sure everything was nice and sealed and protected. And this is food safe, so if you're going to make a project that is going to be used with food, make sure you use a food safe finish. And now I'm making tacos. First the traditional way with no taco holder. And you can just see how the tacos just fall over and it's very hard to hold them up. And now I'm using the taco holder and it's much easier to put all the fillings in. I'm gonna say I'm quite an expert making tacos. And hi Gage, how are you? He was hungry. And that's it. Now it's time to eat some tacos. That's a wrap for this project. I hope you enjoyed the video with all the new commentary and audio. I'd like to thank my friend Aaron Henry for the music. I'd like to thank my friend Brian Fleck for the graphic for the Metalhead Maker channel. It's a pretty simple build. You could build multiple of these in one afternoon. You don't even have to use walnut. You could use a 2x4. Just make sure you use a food safe finish. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys leave a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. There will be another video very soon. Till then, stay metal.